Email and SMS marketing is dead, is what I would say if I didn't know anything about it. In today's world, a lot of people tend to think that SMS and especially email marketing has seen its best days. As someone who works with designing emails and also gets a little bitty peek at the back end, I can safely say that this kind of marketing is doing better than ever. Actually, email and SMS is one of the best ways to get those conversions you're looking for. But here are 7 common mistakes that may be holding you back. What's the first thing you notice when you open up an email? The design, you turkey. And the first mistake that we commonly see is CTAs being all over the place. This one's round, this one's square, this one's red and it's over here, and then the other one's blue and it's right there. Don't do that. Your CTAs being inconsistent is going to confuse your recipients. You should keep your CTAs consistent so that your audience always knows where to click. If the button is always in the center and it's always yellow, then my recipients are always going to know where to press to go to the website. If you've got more than 3 lines of text running vertically with no paragraph break, it should be left justified. People read and especially scan, which is what they're doing most of the time with your emails, in a left to right F pattern. So keeping everything left justified will make it a lot easier for your recipients to get the key information they're looking for. So left align that text. Another thing about CTAs, the copy you put in your buttons is just as important as how they look. If you're only ever saying buy now or shop now, that's too aggressive. You need to cater your CTAs to your recipients. And the best way to figure out what your recipients respond well to is just to test everything you can. Maybe try some emotion-evoking copy in your CTAs. Or better yet, mentioning the problem the product will solve. Or even, this one's my favorite, put their first name in the button. Mistake number 2, who's segmenting? Anybody? No? Sending the same stuff to everyone all the time? Big no-no. Don't do that. It's destroying your reach and your deliverability, and it's making people less likely to engage. And if fewer people are engaging, that means fewer conversions, buddy. If you're sending all your emails to a big list of people who don't care, they're much more likely to get marked as spam, either by the people themselves or the email service providers, like Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo. If anybody still uses that? One really easy way to make your segmentation better is to break recipients down by recent engagement. And if somebody hasn't engaged in more than 180 days, get them off your list. Have you ever showed up to a first date with a marry me sign around your neck? No, of course not. That would be mad unscrupulous. It's super weird to be that forward with somebody you just met. So why are your email flows like that? In your flows, your messaging has to match where your customer is in their journey. So remember to meet your customers where they're at, not where you want them to be. And before we move on to the next one, if you're enjoying this content, go ahead and hit that like button and maybe subscribe, or you must go to jail. There's something exceptionally yucky on a galactic scale about emails that are all sell and no tell. And what do I mean by that? Mistake number 4 is never providing value for your customers. Constantly pushing products without giving any value back is a surefire way to bore your audience, and that is the last thing you want to do if you're trying to get conversions. A good rule of thumb, aim for 2 value-packed emails for every 1 email where you have a little bit of a product nudge. And honestly, a very soft sell and your value-packed emails is totally okay. The average person is receiving more than 120 emails a day. If you're not doing something unique to stand out, what's going to make them want to look at your email as opposed to all the others? Good example of this, Purple Mattresses. You remember them? They shot up in popularity because their brand voice was so much different than every other mattress company. Because they hired freaks like Tim and Eric to do their marketing. And if you know Tim and Eric, then you know what I'm talking about. Hey, you know what I mentioned a second ago? Pop-ups. Let's circle back on that. If you're not adjusting your pop-ups for desktop and mobile view, that's a big missed opportunity. If we're talking desktop pop-ups, landscape. If we're talking mobile, do them vertical. Easy. If your pop-ups are poorly optimized, be it a desktop pop-up on a mobile view or mobile pop-up on desktop view, it's going to make your customer experience more frustrating and people are not going to want to click on what you're selling. And just like with your brand voice, your pop-ups need to stand out from everything else, including yourself. And please, make your images and offers relatable, not just a repeat of what's already on your website. And no more of this 5% off stuff. No more bad discounts. Mistake number 6, the penultimate mistake. Email and SMS sounding like twins, when they are absolutely not. They're different channels, so don't make them echo each other. Think about it this way. Your SMS subscribers, generally speaking, are going to be your most engaged customers because you don't give your phone number out to people you don't trust. With that being the case, personalizing SMS messages is always a good idea. Keep them short, keep them sweet, keep them personalized, and make it sound like you're texting a friend rather than a customer. Email, on the other hand, that's where you can feel free to sound more businessy. Okay, we've made it to the end. Mistake number 7, not using UGC in reviews. If you're sending emails without user-generated content and reviews, go to jail. Don't you touch that $200. You should be using these things to your advantage. People nowadays especially aren't really swayed by things like celebrity endorsements. They want to know what real customers have really experienced using your products. So if you've got UGC, make sure you're using it. The people who use your products religiously are going to be happy to provide you with some content if you're giving them a nice discount. You'd be surprised how often your most loyal customers will be willing to give you quality content. Heck, you can even throw a little bit of an incentive their way. So start putting that kind of content in your emails, and then you can get out of jail and get your 200. So let's cut the cookie cutter approach, and make your email and SMS marketing genuinely engaging. And for more cool email marketing tips from cool, handsome boys like me, hit the like button, subscribe, and make sure you ring that bell. And I'll see you in the next video.